Hello, this is Geoff Volker with In-Depth Studies. Today we're in the Gospel of Mark, chapter 2, verse 17, where it says, "On hearing this, Jesus said to them, 'It is not the healthy who need a doctor, but the sick. I have not come to call the righteous, but sinners.'" Of course, in the context he's talking with regard to the Jewish leaders, the Pharisees, Sadducees, teachers of the law. So now this is typical of comments Jesus would make, because his comments demand a bit of thought, or as the British say, you need to have a think. So when he says it is not the healthy who need a doctor, but the sick, he's saying those who believe. Of course, that's just a kind of a simple statement. That's obviously true. But then he says, "I have not come to call the righteous, but sinners." And that is, he assumes that we understand those who think they are righteous and who think that they are not sinners. They don't need a savior. Of course, that would be the Jewish leaders. So when you read this passage, the assumption is that you have already sorted this out. That when you read this, there are no people who are, the Jewish leaders are not naturally righteous, but they think they're righteous. They think they don't need a savior. And that's what Jesus is telling us, that he comes to those who recognize that they are in deep trouble and they need a savior. And of course, that is true. That's why very few Jewish leaders ever believed. So if this has been helpful, check out more of Geoff's thoughts on youtube.com, and there you can subscribe. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.